Hey Harlem, we're excited to be back with another episode of HNN from our new remote location. So we're super pumped and hopefully you're excited to see the show.
Yeah, we are really glad to be back. The first feature that we're going to take a look at here, a group of really creative students put together this poem for us. So let's go take a look.
In order to be where you want to be, there are 4 different paths to take, 3 possibilities which are keen, 2 pressing goals to make, with 1 overpowering dream. But is it too late for us to dream? That's a question our new independence brings and we start to face. Quit growing up. You're getting too old. Why? Will youth really leave us behind without a single trace? So we keep going, unknowing if we are still young enough to dream. Thoughts of keeping things realistic and reachable, clouding us from anything outside of that comfort zone. The limits are set and easier goals becomes normal. All those things you dreamt to be, locked away in a falling apart journal. Once we are touched by the real world, we tend to tuck these ideas behind us. Too unrealistic, too demanding, difficult, childish. That specific passion and work you had hoped for, you doubt you could find a place in the field anyways. You'd make better money as an engineer. The idea of owning a house and a lake, your own cafe, a dog to travel with, a tiny home, backpacking in the mountains. There doesn't seem to be a reasonable way to approach these dreams, as the world is differently shaped than you expected. And it is. But you still have these dreams. Things you want to do, places you want to see. We need to work our way through the world, as all these ideas have been planted like seeds. It's the idea of reachable that needs. It needs to be freed. And from the garden of realistic, must exceed. There is no, I accomplished what seemed achievable. What that really means is, I settled for what looked reachable. We cannot let go of what makes us happy. If it's thinking about your future life, then do it gladly. When you finally reach your unrealistic, you'll be proud. Because dreaming is the only thing guaranteed as allowed.
It's so great to see such creativity coming out of Harlem students. We're really proud of that group of kids.
Yeah, I love that piece. They did a great job. So now we're going to send it over to Dr. Boyce with kind of the administration weekly update on what's happening and where some things stand as far as testing goes.
Hello. I know I talked to you last week and said that I would come back this week with an update on testing. And as I'm sure you can imagine after hearing that school is going to be closed through the month of April, that's going to have an impact on your testing date of April 14th. I do need to tell you that the SAT for juniors, the PSAT 8-9 for freshmen, and the PSAT 10 for sophomores have been canceled for this year. Juniors, I know the SAT is a big deal, especially for your college applications. The state is committed to offering you an opportunity to take a free SAT. It'll probably be next fall, but that I know is a concern, and I can tell you that you will have an opportunity to take an SAT probably next year. Also included in those cancellations is the Constitution test and the Illinois Science Assessment the juniors were going to take this year. I know there's a lot of questions around prom and graduation and school events like that. I want to let you know that we miss you and we're thinking about you and we're going over a bunch of different options. There's a lot of uncertainty around all of the events that are going on and what's going to happen in the future. So we're not going to give you any information until we have a decision to communicate because we don't want to send any mixed messages. So please be patient. We want to make sure that we give you the best experience we possibly can. You'll probably hear from Mr. Yarbrough or maybe another member of his team to communicate what's going on with events like prom, graduation, and some other things. But again, we want to make sure that we're keeping everybody's desires and needs in mind along with keeping everyone safe. So any decisions on that will be communicated to you when we make them, hopefully soon. But we don't want to rush to any of those decisions, and we want to make sure that we're very consistent and clear in how we communicate those. If you have any questions or any concerns at all, please call the school or email one of the administrators or your teachers. I hope the first week of e-learning has gone well for you. If you have any questions on that, of course, you can email us as well. We really appreciate you being flexible and being patient. I know this is a difficult time for everyone. I hope you're being safe and staying healthy and taking care of yourselves. And if you need anything at all, please don't hesitate to contact us. Thank you, and hang in there.
Well, thank you, Dr. Boyce, for that update and that information. And Harlem students, remember to keep checking the Harlem social media accounts as well as your emails for any future updates.
And speaking of social media, you may have seen the Rockford Art Deli is collaborating with other small businesses to kind of help out where they can during this time. So if you go on their social media, you can see what they've done with their shirts and how they've incorporated other businesses. So let's take a look at kind of what they've done.
During this time of isolation, a small clothing business called the Rockford Art Deli has started the Here for Good hashtag. The idea of this movement is to help fundraise for other businesses by printing and selling t-shirts. Currently, the Rockford Art Deli is printing over 200 different business logos. $10 of one purchase goes to the business of your choice, and if the business is independently owned, 100% of the proceeds go to that business. When choosing to purchase a t-shirt, you are not only supporting the business of your choice, but also the Rockford Art Deli. To buy a t-shirt, go to rockfordartdeli.com, click on the Here for Good tab, and finally hashtag Here for Good RKFD.
It's really great to see the community coming together and really supporting each other at this time.
Yeah, it is. I know. I'm going to jump on the website, get me a t-shirt.
Yeah, I've already got 2 in the cart.
You paying?
I thought you were.
Okay, I guess I can. Our next feature is going to be our second edition of what we're calling our student video journals. So we've encouraged some of our students to kind of document how they've been spending this time off. And this week's edition will focus in on how they spent their spring break. So we hope you enjoy.
Doesn't this look like that? No, we're not putting that there. Oh, look, I'm about to tell y'all a ghost story.
Lila! We had a sleepover last night, huh? We slept on the couch.
Outside grilling steaks. My meat is six inches apart from another. Doing their own social distancing.
So it's week 2 of being in quarantine because of COVID-19, and we're currently on spring break. It's weird because like this is supposed to be like our spring break, like our senior year spring break. I'm supposed to be playing softball games this week.
My original plans for spring break was we were going to go to a Bulls game and a Queen concert.
So, for spring break, I was supposed to go to Florida, and my parents were going to be in California for the entire week, but that got canceled, and then I couldn't go to Florida anymore either. So I would be at the beach right now, tan, taking cute pictures, but nope. I'm in my bed doing literally nothing every single day.
This is how we've been spending our spring break. Rolling. We have Kai juggling.
And we have Brandon laying on the ground, and there's people actually doing stuff in the background because they're good people.
Hey, I'm still going.
I went to Target the other day. That was literally the highlight of my week.
It is Wednesday here, sitting outside, enjoying beautiful weather.
So I've resorted to turning my trampoline into a house because I'm tired of being in my room. And I have snacks and blankets and I push sheets up and everything. It's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, but my mom's not a fan. It's fine. I'm a fan. That's all that matters.
I finished my Mount Fuji. I had the Mount Fuji already painted, but the cherry blossoms weren't there because, I don't know, and then I felt like it was too empty, so I added it.
So I'm probably gonna listen to some music and paint, and then I'll be back when I finish. Well, I finished. It kind of looks bad, like the lines, but...
Then I did this little papaya with oil pastels that I had just gotten, and I really like it. It looks very yummy. I actually bought 2 chicks. The dark one back there is Harley and the light one is Quinn, and they've been keeping me company and definitely entertained. They follow me everywhere. Whenever I leave the room, they feel like they have to come with me.
My freshman year, I did not think I was going to graduate high school. I didn't want to be at school anymore. I hated it. I failed classes. Like, right now, if I fail any class, I will not graduate high school. But I don't even have a class to go to. I don't have a school to go to.
That Friday, we had the career con and everything. I skipped. The fact that I might have just skipped my last day of high school. That sucks. That sucks. Like, this is supposed to be the best year of high school, and so far it hasn't been. And the fact that I just was like, I wished it away. I guess that's be careful what you wish for, because it kind of is. This is kind of what I wish for, and now I regret that.
Y'all really don't have to listen to this, especially because it's not very dynamic footage. It's just my ceiling. I feel really bad for a lot of people who are being put into forced quarantine and have bad life or like home life situations. Because like there are articles being written about like domestic violence calls rising, and even just putting 2 and 2 together, like people in marginalized groups. Like I can immediately relate to being queer in a bad home life. It's almost like a virus is the absolute least of your worries when you're being forced to be in a household that doesn't support you or criticizes you constantly.
It's been hard for me and my family anyways, because my grandma is a severe diabetic and she has high blood pressure and she's super paranoid and hasn't left the house and makes us go out to do stuff, and like I'm not allowed to go into the stores. My mom has to, and she has to wear a mask and gloves and all this stuff because like we don't want to bring it into the house because of how high risk she is for this disease.
All day, people have been like posting that they're hanging out, like flying kites in the school parking lot and like breaking into the football field and playing soccer. Like, cute, I'm glad you're having fun with your friends, but like, we're at a stay-at-home order, not a go party with your friends because you're bored being stuck in your house.
I'm a very anxious person, as you guys have seen. So my dad has very bad asthma, and my mom has like thyroid stuff, so they both have very weakened immune systems. So anytime I leave the house, I just think about, what if I'm the reason I kill my parents? Like, me getting this, like me going to the store to get something is the reason that my parents end up dead. And I know that's like a messed up way of thinking.
So what you just saw on my door was a Husky Strong heart, and on the back of it, it just said like, we're all in this together, we're all one, stay strong, everything's gonna be okay. And someone else's mom were going around and putting it on people's doors, and even like alumni who graduated.
It's weird, but this entire pandemic has brought on more of a physical class conscience than any revolution probably possible.
There's so much goodness in the world, even with like everything else that's going on, that people still care for you. There's still support. Like, we're one big family no matter where we go in life.
Even though spring breaks are supposed to be fun, it makes this spring break feel actually important rather than just wasting time going on vacations, hanging out with friends, probably getting in trouble for doing some dumb shit. And yeah, so that's what it's turned into.
I would like to thank those students for sharing their thoughts and for being so honest and raw with their emotions. I know that means a lot to a lot of other students in the district as well as to myself. And remember, Harlem students, if you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out to your teachers or the administration. We are here to help you out during these tough times. And keep hanging in there.
Yes, and we'd like to thank all of you for watching, for tuning in, and we will see you next week. So please remember to follow us on Facebook, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we will see you next week.
That's the show. Yeah.